Hi everybody, I'm Ed Troyer. I'm with the Pierce County Sheriff's Department. Today I get the privilege of story time with the sheriff. And today I'm going to read a book called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. You might have remembered the movie from 10, 12 years ago, but this book was actually written in the 60s when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I was kind of a wild thing myself. You know, I know how you're feeling and you're missing school. You know, it's okay not to be okay. Talk to the people that are around you, whether it be your parents, grandparents, or others that are taking care of you. Let them know how you're feeling, and you'll get through this. Together, we all got this. Know our deputies are out here working to keep you safe. But today, I'm going to read this cool book, kind of from my childhood, so I think grandparents and parents will enjoy this just as much as I did when I was a kid to this day. Not the movie, but the book is much better. So let's start. The night Max wore his wool suit and made mischief of one kind and another. See, Max is being naughty. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Max is in trouble. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until a ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened, called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Looks like Max is continuing to be bad with the wild things. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. And sailed back over a year, in and out of weeks, and through a day. And into the night of his own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. You know, the lesson to be learned here is when your mom and dad or your grandparents or whoever's taking care of you put in your room or time out, it's because they love you and they want you to grow up to be the best person you can be. You know what? When I was young, I was kind of a wild thing. And you know what happened? When I grew up, I became a Pierce County Sheriff deputy.